Julie Gunlock, thanks for coming in the studio today.
Thanks for having me.
Happy Easter to you.
Happy
Did you have a good
Easter. It was great. It was exhausting.
one? Yeah?
Yeah. Well, kids,
I know.
you know,
I know.
eggs,
Right?
hiding, candy.
Yeah. My wife, I don't want to say she went a little overboard this year, but
She likes to bake.
she likes to bake.
That's a good
That's
bacon
great.
holiday.
Listen, I'm not
Yeah,
complaining
don't
about
complain.
that, right? And she grew up in a Ukrainian family, and so or on her dad's side. So she makes all of these Ukrainian Orthodox
neat.
Easter foods. But I'm talking about the eggs this year. Did you have an egg hunt?
We did. But this year, it was my son's birthday, my wedding anniversary, and Easter in one weekend. So
Wow.
we skipped coloring eggs, and honestly, the kids didn't notice. I felt terrible about it, but they didn't ask about it. They didn't notice. I went with it.
Yeah, we did too, actually.
Oh, you
this
skipped?
Year. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And again, not a
Well, we did
mention.
do an Easter egg hunt, but we did it with plastic eggs.
We did too.
Okay.
Yeah, and my wife made 212 of eggs to search for on the
She
farm.
hid
Yeah, she hid
200
212 of these things.
Yet again, I feel
I'm going to be finding these things all year long. No, don't feel.
like a loser.
No.
I think we hid 30 for 3 kids.
It was ridiculous. I'm like, are you? She's like, yeah, I was bored one night. I was like, okay, whatever.
That's so fun. How many did you find?
We actually, I think, found all but 4.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, no,
You'll come
everybody had a
across
good
them.
time.
Yeah.
One of her friends came down with her boys, and so it was a very a lot of boy. We have a lot of kids just on our own, and then you add to the mix, and man, it's just. But it was good. It was good. I'm glad that you're here, and you got a glowing review for your new book, right?
It was a column by Naomi Schaefer
it was a
Riley.
review.
Well, it wasn't really about my book. It was
But it should have been.
No, it was a really good column that she wrote, and she mentioned my book, and she did interview me. But it was a great piece in the New York Post talking about sort of sanctimonious moms who sort of make you feel bad about what you feed your kids. We all know one. We all know one. You know, these are the moms who, if you had invited them to the Easter event, they would have sort of limited their child's candy consumption and been really nervous about how much sugar they were getting.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I did a little bit. I mean, at some point I cut my kids off, but these are the women who are like, okay, you can have 2 chocolate kisses and that's it.
Okay.
So,
And again, just let me interject here with a story for my wife since we're talking about moms here.
Yeah.
So this morning, wake up. And my daughter says, "Oh, my stomach hurts." And my wife says, "You shouldn't have eaten so much candy yesterday. Come downstairs. You're going to school."
Oh, good for her.
And that was it, right?
Nice, right?
Whereas there would have, and it would have been histrionics, and right. And my daughter was fine by the time she went downstairs.
And it's true. I mean,
right?
Kids have to learn consequences. You're gonna have a stomach ache if you eat too much candy.
Right.
So,
and it typically only takes 1 or 2 Halloweens to
Right.
remember that lesson. If you have a bad Halloween, you remember by Christmas. Sometimes you forget by Easter.
Right. I mean, I wrote a piece years ago about how this was 2 Easters ago, how we let our kids have candy in the morning. They open those baskets. What are you going to do? But some people are appalled by that. So, so this piece in the New York Post was sort of addressing not really those moms who sort of scold about candy on holidays, but just sort of the year-round nervousness about everything that goes into a child's mouth. And more importantly, that a lot of these moms don't only need to control what their children eat, they need to control what your children eat. And so, Riley talks about, that mom at school who insists that the snacks or the birthday snacks be sugar-free or be GMO-free or only organic. I mean, these are kind of, the rules that, take a little bit of the fun out and frankly make it more expensive for everybody. So.
Right. By the way, are there sanctimonious dads out there? I'm sure there
Not
are.
really.
Right?
I haven't met a lot.
You haven't met any?
I'm sorry. I don't mean that to be like gender specific, but it really, I think it you hear a lot more about sort of moms being freaked out about this stuff. I think there are surely I'm sure there are men, but I haven't met a whole lot who really concentrate on this type of stuff.
Well, despite you engaging in rampant ism with your last answer there, we'll
sorry to offend
anyone. We're going to
anyone.
have to go back and put a trigger warning on this now. Doggone
Yes,
it.
exactly.
All right. Listen, Julie, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thanks for having
As
me.
always, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
We'll be back.
great.
All right. Julie Gunlock with the Independent Women's Forum, IWF.org, right?
Right.
There you go.